Hello, and welcome to another round of the Galactic Podracing Tournament. Back from a couple years off the mic, I am Paige, joined today by Game Draco. Say hi to the lovely people.
Hello everyone, this is a matchup thing no one predicted because neither of them expected to get into the loser's bracket this way, and Nacho wasn't even expected.
This was kind of in a lot of brackets as the winner's final, not a loser's semi. No one expected this to happen at this point. But nevertheless, here we are. Players have opted to take us to Inferno for the first track. I don't think anyone saw that one coming.
Pretty sure of that.
Man, none of us expected Inferno. Nevertheless, we are on Inferno, and we're going. Ronnie just got a big PB.
Yeah, by like 2 seconds.
Yeah, she skipped a 25-second run. It skipped straight down to a, what was it, 2:24? Okay, it's not frozen. Okay, we're good.
And we're off.
Anyway, they're off, and they're actually synced. They're synced off the bat. We don't have to do anything. Love that. Anyway, Inferno. Super technical track, super heavy on lava, and Ronnie is dead right off the bat. Hate to see that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nacho's coming into the long turn. This one's actually surprisingly difficult. Catching the inside edge of that turn is real common. And so is coming into this outside stretch that Ronnie is in. Followed up by another hard stretch with these tight switchbacks covered in rocks that Ronnie just exploded a second time in. I've got to stop talking about where Ronnie is. But Nacho coming up on the end of a clean lap one, looking like it'll be actually not super fast. 50.78. He can do faster than that, but Ronnie is still going to be over 10 seconds behind. Almost exactly 10 seconds behind. That's still... Oof, that is... She needs, like, at least a death and a really bad bonk from Nacho.
Yeah.
And she's taking the right path. It's definitely the slower
fire.
path. But that fire's not the most impactful because you're maxing out heat there anyway. And you don't get to boost for a second. So that one's not too bad as long as you get a quick repair that she did. Anyway, Nacho's got a clean lap 2 going in, too. See if he finishes out the lap. Looks like he should. Yep, he's clean through lap 2. Those aren't real lap records, by the way. Ooh, Ronnie. Ronnie.
No!
Oh, well. Barring a catastrophe from Nacho, it's his race to lose.
Yeah.
That's an incredibly unfortunate start for Ronnie. She was really looking forward to playing on this track.
I think she got into her mindset she had to go aggressive or go home, and
once you're 2 deaths behind, you do kind of have to, unfortunately. Because if you're 2 deaths behind,
did that from the. But I said that because she was doing that from the very start.
Yeah, I think she did get overconfident off the fresh 223 or 224. Yeah, she's just acknowledging that one. That's a 228 from Nacho. That's wow. Ronnie could have really rolled over that. That's unfortunate. Man. Well, that's our first track gone with, Ronnie kind of punted that. But our permanent bans are coming in. Ronnie immediately banning Grabvine, no surprise, followed by Nacho, unsurprisingly banning Vengeance. Ronnie dropping Andobe Mountain Run? Is that a track Nacho likes?
I'm not so sure.
Yeah. And then the final ban is Doug Derby. With a temp ban of Bullseye Navarre coming in, we might be seeing something cool out of Ronnie, but I think it's just a throwaway ban, knowing her preferences. Really curious what the rest of these bans look like. Nacho temp banning Baru Coast. Pretty good ban with a Bullseye taken out of the pool. He's very much the safest fast pod there. Endo Prime Centrum, one of our qualifying tracks coming right back with no forces. This is one... Do you remember how they did in qualifiers here?
They were pretty close to each other, but I think Nacho was slightly ahead of her.
I think so. Ronnie's PB is about half a second ahead of Nacho's here, but that's like one scrape and losing a boost. That is a very tight margin. So this is a dicey pick, but if she's more consistent here than Nacho is, she's got a real shot. It's definitely a track I would call her favored on, but it's not by much. And the only real caveat to that is Nacho is typically the more consistent player. Ronnie's peaks are a bit higher, but Nacho just dies less in tournament as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
I don't have the stat sheet up to back that up, but I believe he dies less just from anecdotal memory.
Well, the other thing too is that Ronnie is forced to go really risky or go home against Nacho, who's usually way more consistent.
Yeah. That just kind of comes down more to play style than her being forced. She doesn't tend to turn it off. Like, she is always going hard, which I can completely respect. It's one of those things where we're always trying to go as fast as we can, so it's hard to turn that part of our brain off.
Especially if you speedrun it for long enough.
Yeah. It's a racing game. Our goal is to go fast, even if you're not really speedrunning it. 52 4-lap 1 with a fire, that's not great for Ronnie. That's definitely slower than what she's able to pull off.
Agree.
The big thing to remember to pay attention to at the start of this is which path they take off the starting line. The left path is far, far easier to take with higher heat, but it's a longer line than the right path, so some people wind up taking the right path.
The left and right path is kind of odd on this track because for beginner players, it's best to take the right path, and then if you're really absurdly skilled in it, it's also more optimal to take the right path too. So,
but if you're anything between those, you've got to take
the
left.
Middle ground.
Yep, which is where these players are. Like, these two are in that tier with another couple of us who are, I believe this is actually the go-ahead. So both players are taking the right. Let's see. Add 2 seconds. But both players took the right path. Let's see how this chicane goes for Ronnie, and then how it goes to Nacho. I did that in the wrong one. Sorry, working out the rest of 2 years of not commentating. But let's see, Ronnie coming out a little bit behind through here, it looks like. I think I might have the sync slightly off, but it's close enough. No, it looks like it was just different heats. Yeah, we'll have to see where the lap comes in. And where they are on heat for the lap. Pretty comparable heat on landing. Nacho cooling down a lot more and being about half a second behind, so they're probably about tied, just off heat.
Yeah.
No, looks like Nacho's a little ahead. But it's real close right now.
Yeah, it's really close.
Really depends on their line and how much they slow down. Ronnie went really wide. That's going to cost her probably 2/3 of a second. So she's got some time to make up off of that chicane.
Great. She also scraped heavily while Nacho didn't.
Yep. No significant damage, but there was some speed loss. And Nacho's on lower heat right now. He'll get to boost more at this spot to catch up.
It's a new lap record.
Yep. So Nacho is faster there, but they're roughly even, actually. Like, this has actually been a very close race, even with that mistake.
Yeah. And this chicane here is also one of the few parts where you have to use the brakes.
Ooh, Ronnie swung out wide again. That's going to be a fair bit to have to make up. She's lower heat right now. If she can use more in the city, that'll even it out some. Oh, nope, she's not lower heat. I was wrong. Misread that. But it looks... And it looks Nacho favored right now.
Yeah.
Little hard to tell off heat, but it looks like Nacho's going to come out ahead.
It looks like that. Oh, this is going to be close.
237.2, 237.29. Okay, wow. That was about a 10th off.
No, oh yeah. That's more like...
That's
off? Yeah. Wow.
Ooh, ooh. That was really close. Oh, man. Yeah, if either one of those chicane, switchback, whatever you want to call them, sections on laps 2 and 3 goes better for Ronnie, she takes that. Oh, we need a bend ban out of Ronnie. What are we doing? I don't think I've ever seen Ronnie really practicing not bend on things. Beto's Wild Ride gone. I know Nacho's not a huge fan of that track. It's also really hard on not bend. It's a little weird. What does Ronnie take off that? Bumpy's Breakers. We doing skips? Come on, show me skips. Or racer bands would be cool. Bowls and Mars are gone. So you'd have to imagine it's Elan Mac, right?
Oh, not Bulls! Looks like Nacho got caught off guard.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine it's Elan Mac or I know Ronnie, when I played against her and did something like this, she picked Beto.
Okay, this literally caught Nacho off guard. He went, dang it!
This is interesting. This is really interesting. The fast options here are going to be Beto, Elan, and Mahonic. But Beto is very hard to use here. Elan and Mahonic are a lot easier to take good lines. And those two are very comparable on speed. Let's see what Ronnie picks. This is her track pick. Oh, we got the Beto. Someone go wake Alaskalar up. Nacho going up to an R600. I think I know what we're doing. Oh my God, it's a Beto mirror. They're doing the thing. So Beto is actually really strong in this section you see Ronnie warming up in. I say as Ronnie explodes.
I have no idea what to expect.
Sliding. A lot of sliding.
Yeah, but I don't know who's going to come out of this.
So the thing with Beto that's really weird is his cooling with max upgrades is actually reasonably fast compared to Ben or Bowles, and his heat rate is really low. His heat management winds up being pretty janky to try to manage on tracks where you're stuck on shorter boosts. So I'm really curious to see how practiced these two are on this.
Yeah, I agree.
And this shortcut out of Nacho, let's get some read on this. That's reasonable. The shortcut is a lot easier the lower your traction goes. At least I've found. And this hairpin as well. Oh, Nacho, there's a wall there. I think he found the wall. So if they've practiced Beto's heat management on this track, like whoever's got the better heat management, if they both race clean, is gonna win this. And heat management here is gonna be tricky. And we are off. Nacho's about 1.5 ahead. See if that works. Yep. Sorry about the very short skip forward on Ronnie's. Syncing got a little weird. But we're already seeing a big difference in heat levels. Ronnie kept much higher heat going through these hairpins.
Yeah, it's pulling her ahead.
And Nacho took that a little bit tighter. I don't know if he caught off throttle more. But yeah, Ronnie definitely looking cleaner through here. And I'd hope so, it's her force. Okay. Let's see what this door and shortcut section looks like for these players. Because these are two places which are pretty death prone on this track. Door was clean for both. Shortcut for Ronnie. Oh, that got so sketchy.
I'm amazed she survived that.
Yep. And with Beto's acceleration, a bump is going to mean a lot more.
Worst accelerating spot in the game along with Brett's trail, and Nacho crashes on that turn, which is really easy to do with a pod like Beto.
Yeah, he caught the outside lip on the hairpin. He just flicked out a little too far. That gives Ronnie a huge advantage since she was already pulling ahead from heat alone. A 136 with Beto is pretty solid. 141 for Nacho. Hitting top heat right before that jump isn't actually great. Okay, holding that boost was necessary for Nacho to max out. Ronnie coming up in the last section of hairpin. Definitely lower heat than lap 1. And lower heat than Nacho. Nacho made up some time, and Ronnie with a death off the jump. You can't hold nose up there. Does that give Nacho the lead?
Yeah, Nacho is about ready to take the lead.
Yeah, they're on even heat there, so yeah, Nacho's taking a small lead here. Now again, with clean racing, Ronnie can make that up.
Oh, I'm amazed Ronnie survived.
Now, thank you for that correction, Yam. You're right. She did not nose up. She just held boost too long. However, she is underheating and dying again.
The turn.
Let's see if Nacho's clean through this hairpin, because if he dies here, it's a mid-heat death and not great. He is clean through it.
More cautious after crashing their last lap.
Yep, Ronnie's about to be less cautious after crashing before this lap. She stayed at about 600 speed. That's pretty good. But she's behind by 2/3 of the bowl. That's a 34 for Nacho, and another bonk from Ronnie. That's so unfortunate for her. Nacho's going real low heat coming into these hairpins. This is going to be a lot of potential time save for Ronnie here. If she gets in with good heat, which she mostly does. Like, Nacho's already underheating really badly. Yeah, Ronnie made up a lot through all that. It's not enough on its own, but one death from Nacho, and she's got the better times outside of the 2 deaths. Nacho's really got 2.5 failure points left. Let's see what he does through them, because 2 are coming right up here. Clean there. Clean up to the tube, and let's see what his entry looks like. Good. Oh, that's sketchy, but he's alive. Let's see if he dies on the hairpin. That's his last failure point. Ronnie lost some speed, and Nacho's clean through the hairpin. I think that's mostly going to seal it. That's so unfortunate. Outside of that lap 2, Ronnie played very well. But she loses by the bowl.
Lucky at the last second.
133.5. That is... Oh. Yeah, she lost by more than that death. Nacho actually pulled a good play out of there. That was a really bold pick from Ronnie. I liked it. But, ooh. Ronnie's got, at most, 2 more track picks. 1 sand edge ban.
Let's see if Nacho bans Abyss.
This is a common gambit. Nacho banning...
Ban.
Okay. That's another common skip. That's a skip that a lot of players haven't practiced as much. Death Throw's Revenge. This is a very good track for Ronnie. However, it's also a solid track for Nacho. Ronnie's PB is only about 2/10 ahead, but it is a track where, again, she's comfortable and she's favored. This is just not a good track pool matchup for Ronnie. It's very unfortunate on that front. Like, she's no worse a player than Nacho. They just have a lot of the same good tracks, and Nacho's a little more death averse. But we're going to be seeing both players go back to Ben, and both players go into... I play this track at like a 30 to 36 FPS R60 range, so probably a 24 or 300 kind of thing. Let's see, Ronnie taking the inside line, not holding the boost, but you don't really need it, although boosting through the fast terrain is a choice. And it's certainly a choice she's allowed to make. And Nacho not opting for that line. Nacho staying high ground for whatever reason. Both players are making some interesting strategic routing choices there. Not sure how I feel about any of those. So this is one of Ronnie's best shots left in the track pool to really pull something. She's got a couple other really strong tracks, but again, they're also tracks Nacho's strong on. I want to see this match keep going. I'm having a ton of fun watching these 2 players just throw stuff at each other.
Yeah, this is the real start.
Oh, Ronnie with the floor death. That is a really unfortunate way to start that. sync pause coming in. There we go. And
Really
that's
bad for your mental game that early on, especially in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's also dying to the floor with Ordabana's janky collision. This is a track that can just kind of decide you die. So we'll see if Nacho can avoid some of that. And we'll see if Ronnie can stay clean through the rest of this, because the rest of that lap 1 was really good.
Nacho's taking a safer line.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I don't know where the big failure points would be for Nacho at that point. Maybe screwing the out-of-bounds finish up? Or if he decides to boost through this section, which it doesn't look like he really is. He's taking the safe little middle boost. Same with Ronnie. But she's still behind by the entire long straight. Ooh.
It's a new lap record.
42.46. That's a fast lap for Nacho for those strats. 42.58. That's still a slower lap for Ronnie. Nacho's about 4.5 seconds ahead. It's gonna take a death for Nacho, and potentially gonna take a bad death. If he dies on really high heat where he could make it up, it wouldn't. He could potentially take some. He'd still keep the lead. Oh, there goes that one. That is rough for Ronnie. And Nacho died. Wait. Okay, no. If it had respawned him in the back, it could have gotten weird, but it respawned him forward. That's about as, like, non-punishing a death as you can actually kind of get. Oh, that is very unfortunate for Ronnie.
Match point for Nacho.
Yeah, Nacho is playing incredibly well. And Ronnie is just, she's making some uncharacteristic mistakes, unfortunately. Sometimes that'll just kind of happen. All right, let's see what Ronnie pulls out for her last thing. This is her last pick and last forces. All right, temp banning bullseye. This could be Ronnie's last pick of the tournament. For her sake, I hope it's not. Let's see what happens. But even if she takes this track, she's going to have to win on 4 of Nacho's picks in a row. Oh, we're doing Abyss with skips with no additional pod bans. We're just doing a one sand edge mirror. We'll have to see what happens. But Abyss skips, it's a consistent, relatively easy skip that I know for a fact both of these players have practiced.
It's a blink and you'll miss it. And it's so short that it's sinking it is pointless.
Yeah, no, I'm not even going to bother.
Hit knocks it in chat. Ronnie's one and only sandwich.
I don't know who's better here. Our skip leaderboard currently is not the most thorough. Oh, 10 out of 10 background for Ronnie on that. Yep, one sandwich, no surprises. I did not even mean to call him sandwich. Got some practice ones going in. Let's see what they look like here. Nacho not looking super comfortable on setup. Yeah, Nacho not looking super comfortable on that setup. That's promising for Ronnie. 27.6 is not bad. That is incredibly promising for Ronnie if she can get that consistently. Also, yeah, is Nacho trying to do this on 30? Nacho's trying to do this skip on 30 FPS. Oh, Nock tried to turn left a little too early on that. Yes, the skip is doable on every FPS, but the higher you go, the easier the climb is, no? Like, how awkward is this climb on 64, Draco?
When Sandwich looks like a rocket, and he's pretty uncontrollable, but then I was using an OEM in 64 controller, which is a lot stiffer than a regular controller or a Hori.
Oh god, why are you using an OEM for this?
Actually held this world record with Mars Glow with this for like 10 years with this. Lap record, not 3 lap.
Yeah. Oh.
And that's where you're seeing one of the problems with the skip. You can just crash if you don't hit the angle just right.
Yeah, that's not a very common crash. It doesn't happen that often. It very much can, but I don't really remember what causes it. Let's see how this potential final track goes. I'm not going to be syncing on this one. All right, Ronnie on the wall, Nacho on the wall. Ronnie clean launch, Nacho about a quarter second behind off his launch. And he took a longer time getting in for setup. So Ronnie with a 14-second lap 1. Ooh, that was actually almost a death. Let's see if she gets the lineup right. She didn't, but she might still be able to get into the seam. And there we go. She's off the wall. If she lives this, she takes a track.
Yep.
All right, she took a track with a 30.19. 31.37 for Nacho. He brought that pretty close.
Now Ronnie is at the mercy of Nacho.
All right. Hey, it's not a clean sweep.
Hoping they would not go for a shutout.
Ronnie did the thing. Let's see what hot and spicy picks Nacho's got ready.
Because he can just go flat out now.
Nacho type burning bowls, yep. Let's see what Ronnie doesn't want to play. No Sebulba's Legacy. Okay, that's fair. Oh, Spice Mine Run. This is a track that Nacho loves. But Ronnie does have a better time in tournament.
Trick is, will they know to stay on the cutscene a little bit longer so they can get a better angle on the dozer the final lap?
Yeah, I mean, I know they both know it. It's a question of will they remember to do it? Because I don't remember to do that most of the time. At the same time, the dozer collision can just kind of be driven through. Gotta do it right. But let's see if Ronnie can pull this one out. Could you imagine this going long, like from here? Because I would love to see that. Like, I want to see Ronnie pull some magical reverse sweep run and see a long match from there. But, oh, that's got to start by going through Spice Mine Run. It is a really tough track to beat Nacho on. It's not like Ronnie's bad here. She has a 343. Like, she knows how to do most of the track. And this track, to get a reasonable time, is not incredibly difficult. So we'll see how hard both racers go. Because if Nacho really dies, Ronnie is more than fast enough to pull ahead from that.
Yeah.
It's a good heat entering the tube for Ronnie. She at least knows how to get that. Because you can screw up your heat management on there pretty easily. It's not just going backwards through the under the market section.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that was what was going on. All right, Ronnie did not let the cutscene play out. Nacho does. So it's going to be a very long sync pause. But we'll have to see. Is Ronnie... All right, we'll actually have a pretty good indicator here. Ronnie's at 21.79 going into that section. Nacho is not meaningfully ahead yet. I'm expecting a lead to come in, but okay, yeah, it's slightly up, but he was slightly lower heat or slightly higher heat. But that heat was because Ronnie went off of her line, so it's kind of a wash. But so far they're pretty neck and neck. Slight lead for Nacho. Nacho on higher heats. So we'll have to see if Ronnie can avoid underheating in the market. She did go pretty wide in an attempt to do that, but she avoided the underheat, so it's not too catastrophic. 114.5 something, 115.4. So that's a significant lead for Nacho. Ronnie was on lower heat though, so it's not quite as big of a lead as you might think. Still a substantial lead. Yeah, Nacho on the much more effective heat line. Actually, he's a little low. Oh, Ronnie, no! You can't afford that now. Oh. Oh, and because you're trying to cool down there, that's a really bad spot to die. You gotta boost across the fast terrain to try to get your speed back. I don't know, even if Nacho dies, it's going to take like a death and a major mistake from there, and very clean lap 3 from Ronnie. That's tough. Like, that's a really tough one to make up. No, there, oh, it would have taken something very clean from there.
It's a new lap record.
114.48 for Nacho.
I don't want to see this lap time from Ronnie. 122?
121.8.
Yeesh. Yeah, I don't. I've said it a lot this match, but if Nacho like implodes, there's a chance. But he's got to die in the mine section and the market, basically.
There's
the mine section. Hold on.
The ranged look back.
Hold on. And this makes his ending heat all kinds of weird. Ooh. That's not enough on its own, but...
Sure takes this.
Nope, that's not it. It's not going to be enough. 347.7. Oh, that is a heartbreaker for Ronnie. Nacho almost handed that right back. Oh, man. Oh, that is a heartbreaker. Hi, Nacho.
Hello.
Oh, man, that was... oof. Hi, Ronnie.
Hey,
Howdy.
that was awful. I apologize to everyone for having to watch that.
Aw.
That's all right. Like,
Hey, one of the
Matches
races
like
was
that happen.
actually interesting, so that's good.
actually, all of them... Not all of them, but a few of them had some really interesting bits. Like that Spice Mine Run. One more mistake from Nacho, and he could have thrown that back. Like if he clipped something in the market section, that's a low heat death.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I was printing mistakes the whole time. That was awful.
Yeah, I saw, Ronnie, you wrote in chat, I never recovered from my first crash. Was that for the track, or was that from your very first crash on Inferno at the start of
that
the
was
match?
specifically for Death Rows, because that I got the worst death spot on Death Row's Revenge.
Yeah, that floor death is super punishing.
Yeah, because
That's about 6 seconds just from that.
Yeah, it's an instant
Ooh.
5-6 second loss, and I knew Nacho was probably not going to crash on that track, so
Wait, which track
He
was it?
did. Death Rows.
It was Death Rows.
Oh.
He did, and he
Yeah.
died in a very funny way.
Yeah, I was not expecting that, but then as soon as it happened, I'm like, it's too far left.
You hit the floating notch.
Yeah.
I mean, with respect to Inferno, that was definitely a bit tilting to lose that.
I bet.
But it was nothing compared to losing Endoprime Centrum when I thought I popped off. So that was really what I didn't recover from mentally, I think.
If you were any cleaner on either of those hairpins, you had that track. It was that close.
Oh,
Yeah, I
damn.
mean, it was less than a tenth, right?
It was like 0.102.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that was crazy close. I gotta watch that one back.
Yeah, that's probably like the best track in the match. Like in terms of spectator quality.
Abyss actually gave us a lot to talk about.
That's
Oh,
good.
that's good.
I discovered that I can't go backwards
No.
for some reason. No, like actually, like moving the pod in reverse. Like I can't. For some reason, my control setup doesn't allow me to do that.
That's weird.
It's
Yeah,
normally nose up, right?
Yeah, it's normally nose up on the ground.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
now. That's why I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's a weird choice, but you know.
Because like I'm holding down the controls, I'm like, why is nothing happening?
Nope. What do you have nose up even bound to?
L.
Okay.
Yeah, I just forgot.
I miss it being bound to start.
Me too.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, this man, at the time at least, played on a GameCube controller. We couldn't figure out what to bind his nose up to, so I jokingly in chat said, the start button. Guess what he actually used for a while?
It worked.
Yeah,
And for the funnies, I also said taunt to it.
So every time you nosed up, you taunted as well.
Yes.
That's great.
So like anytime I went for like a skip or something that required nose up, you would hear a taunt. It was great. But I can't do that anymore.
I do want to talk about the pod selections on bumpies.
Okay.
Yeah.
You both took the brave option.
hmm
Yeah.
I mean, I had prepped Aldar.
Okay.
And I'm used to
Was-
bulls on there,
Like, my
so
one bit of prep because
yeah,
I
it
knew
wasn't
that
that
we
different.
we were so close on bumpies in terms of PB that I thought I couldn't take him with Ben if I prepped a weird pod that would give me the best shot.
That's a valid strategy.
Yeah. This is too bad I have.
And then you saw,
already
I don't
prepped.
know if you noticed in warm-ups, but I just totally forgot which traction setup I prepped. And I had to quickly remember it was R300, not 600.
Felt like you were on. Hellfire pointed out in chat, but it felt like you were on almost too low of traction.
Honestly, it felt better with 300 than 600 because with 600 my sliding was too powerful. I kept hitting the inside walls on the warm-up, so I dropped it. And I did very well except for a couple mistakes, but they were both deaths, so it didn't matter.
What FPS did you use on bumpies?
24.
Okay, cool. We did the exact same thing then. Nice.
24, 300?
300.
Yep.
Nice.
We're literally on the same even playing ground there. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
We also were wondering if you were on 30 FPS for the Abyss skip.
Yes. Is that not
Interesting.
what you're supposed to do?
60 is technically optimal, I think.
I was on 60-20.
I do it on 6600.
I try to do it on 6600, but whenever I do it then, Juan likes to explode when I climb the wall.
I haven't had that happen to me in 3 years.
I don't know why, but 60-20
Interesting.
works for me. I got like a 27 in warm-up. That was cool.
Nice. Yeah, I think I do. What do I do on there? I have like all of them written down. 30, 60.
That's probably not bad.
Yeah, I should probably switch it to 60-20 though. It sounds like higher FPS is better for the skip stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's specifically wall climb. If there's a
Right.
skip with a longer wall climb, 60 is better.
That makes sense. 37.
3720? Okay, goof.
Sure, fam.
Now that the match is done, let's pull up the challenge to see what's coming up next. So in this bracket, this puts Nacho forward to loser semis to face the winner of Digital Unity and Zalaskalar.
Ooh.
That is gonna be spicy.
Congrats on the top 4, by the way.
Oh, it is! Thank you.
Yeah.
Dang, we're getting that far into the tourney already? Crazy. All
But
right.
unfortunately, this is where Ronnie's run has to end. I am very sorry about that one.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what happens when you play the 1 seed.
Yeah. Turns out, Nacho's pretty good at the game.
Indeed.
Who would've guessed?
Shockingly to me too.
But let's see. Any other matches coming up? We've got one more on the schedule officially, and another one coming up a bit later. One coming up next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern is me and Lightning Pirate for the lower bracket winners finals.
That's gonna be a hot match.
I hope so.
That's gonna be. I'm gonna be excited for that.
We need to get commentators for that. But that's the only other match we got officially scheduled. But coming down the pipe, we will have some cool upper bracket action. But that one's going to be delayed a little bit, just due to scheduling concerns.
Classic.
And it is going to be a classic one because it's between 2 legends of the game and Mikey Burger and Ace.
Yep, that one's coming up just as soon as Ace is available.
Yeah, those two
Darn
are
school.
always a good race to watch.
Oh, it's every time. But
Also,
with that...
shout out to
Go.
Droopy for having the best prediction bracket so far.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Amazing.
And Nacho, you're in second
Excellent.
on the predictions.
Oh, I'm assuming mine are shot. Yeah.
Yeah, mine is pretty down there as well.
Yeah, mine only went bad because I lost.
Everyone's went bad because you lost.
I mean...
Yeah.
Whew.
Actually, you did predict Nock to beat me, and I beat, so...
Oh, man. The current top bracket has me winning the whole thing. I don't see that happening.
I mean, you could. You only need 2 more matches.
Yeah.
That's true. Eyes emoji.
And you need to lose 2 to get eliminated. You need to win 2 to win.
Same with Lightning though. So
Yeah.
It's true.
Ronnie, any final words before elimination?
I think I'll disappear for the next 8 months. Bye.
All right.
No.
No, we need you on the mic.
No, I need to get my 303.
there you
And again,
go.
we need you on the mic.
That's true.
But with that, I've been Paige, joined by Game Draco, and we had the joy of commentating a match between Nacho and Ronnie.
Good luck,
Is this
pod
the
racers.
shortest match so far, tournament? Like in terms of time?
Might be.
Nice.
At least
Anyway?
5-0'd. See
Yeah.
you later.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you to Speed Gaming. Thank you to all of our competitors and all of our viewers. And we will see you all next time for the Galactic Pod Racing Tournament.
Good luck, everyone. May the force be with you.